everyone, today I have come on to do Junk Journal January UK prompt number 6. Junk Journal January UK is hosted by the Vintage Button and Bee Happy Stationery on YouTube and is a collaboration between the Facebook group Junk Journal Community Chatroom UK, Bee Happy Stationery and the design team members and guest designers. So I'm a design team member and I have chosen day 6 and the prompt is nest. So this is what's happening during Junk Journal January. You can do as many or as few prompts as you like. I'm going through and doing a few, but the ones that I've actually put my name to, it's number 6, which is nest, and then I'm also doing number 14, which is whimsy. So for nest, I thought, oh, how am I going to do nest apart from a bird's nest? Well, that's exactly what I've done, is a bird's nest. And here is my picture of a bird's nest, but it's not just a picture, it is also a hidden writing spot. Now, it doesn't look like much of a writing spot, but if you turn it over, it's quite a large square of writing there. So what I did to make this was to pop my picture, cut my picture out of a book, and as you can see it's quite a tall nest there. And what I did, I cut it out of a book, backed it onto some card, and then I cut it where I wanted to cut it, because I want it to look, instead of cutting a straight line across, I did a wonky line so that it looks more, it's harder to see where the join is. You know, you wouldn't notice the join as much that way. For instance, I cut through that twig there, and then I cut through a twig this side as well, and you can't really, I mean, you can want, when you know, you know. And then what I did, I glued the bottom part of the picture to the page, but obviously not the top part, because you need to take that out and write on it. So, yeah, you just glue the bottom part on, and then you can hide it again like that. It's a hidden journaling spot, love that. And then another thing I did was, let me see if I can find a page to put it on, was this, which is some nesting pockets. And to do that, I got a sheet of 12 by 12 paper. It doesn't have to be 12 by 12, it can be 8 by 8, 6 by 6, even 4 by 4 if you want. But I've done it on a bigger scale to show you how I did it. So you fold it in half, making sure the bit you want on the outside is on the outside. So, but I'm terrible at this. My friend Zoe cringes at the way that I fold things, and she's so precise, bless her. Everything she does is beautifully done, and I'm a bit slapdash with mine. So anyway, you fold it in half that way, across the bottom like that, and then you fold it again across the middle, but this way, like that. It's quite a thick card, this is, so it's quite hard to fold. And then what you do is you fold your pieces like this. So you fold that one all the way down like that, all the way down to the corner. See, and that makes you one pocket just there. The next one you fold down, not as far this time, so we'll fold it to, say, there, and that'll make, I'll show you in a minute. And you keep doing that until you've folded down all 4 of your corners, leaving a little gap in between each one. And then the last one, actually you could leave that one flat like that if you wanted. You don't have to fold them all 4, you could just have the 3 pockets. You fold it like that. And then you can either cut these flappy bits off, or you can tuck them in. Tuck them in like this, look. I've tucked mine in, but I actually am going to cut them off, I think, because I think it'll make it easier to pop things in. So you can pop them in like that. And then what I also had to do, because my book isn't quite as wide as the 12 by 12, I had to cut a little bit off the end of mine, but it doesn't matter, it's still it's still fine. So that's what I did. And then if you wanted to, you could cut the flaps off and you can use them as pockets elsewhere in your journal. Yeah, you don't, or you could just decorate them, and you can have it that way. Even if you wanted to, you could have it at the top like that and pop things into it. Things will easily pop into it like that. See? So how easy was that to do? And that isn't like nesting pockets because you've got the 4. Yeah, so that's what I did. And yeah, I'm going to find another page to put this on in my journal, possibly that one. And then I'll glue across the bottom and up the side and glue it down, and then I'll be able to have 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets. Yeah, I am going to cut these bits off mine though, because firstly they're upside down, which is annoying me. So let's glue that in just to show you. So I am just going to glue down the side and across the bottom. There we go, just like that. And then glue it. I'm going to glue it onto this page because this is a plain page. And if you wanted to, then you could glue across here as well to glue these 2 pieces to each other. Otherwise you're going to have that flippy flappy bit. So if once you've glued your piece down to your page, you decide that you want to turn this into a hidden writing spot, you could put some plain paper over this piece here. And if you put a little piece of Velcro just here, you could Velcro that closed, and you could have in between your pockets, you could have a hidden writing spot in your nesting pockets. Maybe that's going a bit too far, but anyway, that's just a suggestion. And with the 4 pieces you cut off, if you do them in order from largest to smallest like this, you could make another nesting pocket. See? There we go. If you glued those pieces together just down the edges there, in fact you could make them so that they sit nicely on top of each other like that, so they sit neatly on top of each other like that. And you could then obviously you'd have to glue them down here and across here on each piece to glue it together, but you've then got another 1, 2, 3, 4 piece nesting pocket. Or you can use the bits as corner pockets like this up above. You can do them at the side like that. You can do them like this. You could have one up there and one down there and pop your thing inside like that. That's something I like to see. Yeah, lots of ideas have come from my nesting thing, and it was one of the things I was worried about doing. So let's see about a little bit of decoration on here, shall we? I love this little fox, isn't he beautiful? And I cut him out of a picture where there were 2 foxes together, and I cut him out because he looked really nice on his own. And there are foxes on that other page already, look, so I'm thinking we could have that, and then maybe we could have winter across the bottom there, because those colours really do work well with those colours, don't they? Or we could have this little owl. No, I'm not keen on the owl, if I'm honest. This little bit I like, but it's too tiny, I think. We could have these little mice on this one. Could glue, well, all we really need is something on this main part here, isn't it? We'd have those little mice on there. We could have the owls. Oh, this is actually the same picture, or very similar picture to that one, look. And that is a heart. I won't use it because it is very similar, but we've got that as well. I think I'm going to go with the fox there like that, because they are foxes too, and I'm going to go with the winter across the bottom. And then all I need to do is to put something into my nesting pocket. So I've got lots of tags and journaling cards that I can use to pop into my pockets. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed that and got some inspiration from it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.